Welcome to APCOM. We're going to show you how to install and program your APCOM recirculation pump under sink model UT1. The UT1 model is designed to deliver instant hot water at the point of use in homes with a tank-style water heater and that have power readily available under the sink of the faucet located the furthest from the water heater. Every part you need is in the box: the installation guide, union tailpieces, union nuts, union gaskets, flex hoses, and tees. The only tools you'll need are 2 pipe wrenches that open to at least 1.5 inches and 1 adjustable wrench that opens to at least 1 inch. Installation is simple. You'll turn off the water to the faucet where you'll be installing your UT1 pump. Install the tees, hoses, and unions. Place your pump in its desired location and then plug it in. If you haven't already checked that you have power available under your sink or the option to add an outlet under your sink, you will want to check now. If you cannot add power under your furthest faucet, or you have a tankless water heater, then do not install the APCOM recirculation pump under sink model UT1. Let's get started. Locate the faucet that is the furthest distance in your home from the water heater. Locate the hot and cold shutoff valves typically located near the faucet under the sink. Close both shutoff valves and disconnect the flexible hoses. Then, install 1 T at each valve by connecting the female part of the T to the port on the valves from where you just disconnected the hoses. Next, you will connect the hoses which you just disconnected from the valves to the top of the T. It is important to connect the hoses back to the same valve to which they had originally been connected. Now, attach unions, which are the gaskets, nuts, and tailpieces, to the pump casing, making sure the tailpiece that is marked with red is matched up with the red marking on the inlet side of the pump. Then, firmly tighten the 2 union nuts to avoid leaks. Place the pump in its desired location under the sink with a bracket on the floor. It is important that the arrows on the pump point to the cold water side. Now, connect the flexible hoses that came in the kit by attaching one end to the remaining part of the T and the other end to the pump. The hose that is attached to the cold water supply valve must be connected to the discharge side of the pump. This is the side the arrow is pointing to. Let's open the water valves and check for leaks. Finally, plug in the power cord to any convenient grounded 115-volt outlet. The system will settle in 2 to 3 hours. Opening faucets will help release any trapped air. The pump system has a special built-in thermostat that turns itself on when the water temperature drops to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and then turns itself off when the water temperature reaches 104 degrees Fahrenheit. This typically cycles 4 times per hour if the switch is turned to the I position. If you want to program the pump so it only runs during designated times, you will want to operate the pump in the clock position. To turn the pump off completely, move the switch to the O position. Programming is simple if you want to set the timer. You do not need any tools to program your timer. You'll simply remove the plastic cover. Then, set the current time, set your run time, and then put the cover back on. Let's get started. Locate the timer on your pump casing and remove the plastic cover. Make sure the switch is in the clock position. To set the current time, rotate the outer ring until the arrow lines up with the correct time. For example, 12:15 p.m. It is important to note that this is a 24-hour clock, so the numbers 1 to 12 on the clock indicate 1 a.m. to noon, and the numbers 13 to 24 on the clock indicates 1 p.m. to midnight. To set the time you want your pump to operate, move all of the tabs outward during the desired time period. For example, if you want your pump to turn on at 6 a.m. and off at 10 a.m., move all of the tabs between 6 and 10 to the outward position. You can easily set multiple on-off cycles throughout the day when you need instant hot water by following the same procedure. For example, if you also want to turn your pump on at 5 p.m. and turn off at 8 p.m., simply move all the tabs between 17 and 20 to the outward position. Now, your pump is scheduled to come on twice a day. For questions or additional support, call our Technical Support Center.